What's up, YouTubers? This is TJRSim bringing some Reiza GameStop car Extreme, except this is actually the beta version of Extreme. So it's Extreme Beta. So yeah, we're going to be at the Montreal track. This is the new track that came out in the beta version. And as well, we're going to be driving the Super V8 because it is super badass. So yeah, it's a handful, that's for sure. Let's look at the setup here. I'll just go through my setup real quick. Maybe it'll help you if you're having problems with this, because this car, it understeers and oversteers a lot on both both ends. Understeers a lot into the corners. Front end just pushes like crazy. So it's hard to get it to turn in, and then of course you pretty much drive it with the rear wheels and get it to turn in for you with some oversteer. But yeah, challenging car is actually fun, but you know, 3,000 pound car, I think 650 horsepower, something like that. It's a handful. So just to look real quick, what I changed, it didn't really change on my setup, is I got my brakes, left them alone. I didn't move my brake pressure up. I think it was around 85%. I played around with this a lot, up to 100%, and I got it back down to 88% because I'd spin a lot under brake. Well, I'd lock the front end a lot under brake pressure, but with the stock setup, I couldn't really get the front tires to lock that much. So, but I'm using the Fanatec Clubsport version 1 pedals, and you know, I have the heavier duty springs in it, and sensitivity's turned down on it. So, so I require more brake pressure anyway. So, you know, your setup's going to vary as far as that goes. So, yeah, I suggest just kind of playing around with it and see what's going to work for you. But as far as the rest of it here on this page, I left it all default. You go to Garage 2. And this is where I made some changes. This is where all the magic happens, is on page 2. So tire pressures, first of all, I mean, you're in a race car. So I lowered them down 20 PSI. I can't remember what the stock was. I think 26 or something like that. But 20 PSI, get some heat in them tires quicker for these 10-15 minute stint races. And so it seems to work pretty well like that, with combination of my slow bump, slow rebound, fast bump, fast rebound. I set them all at 3. Default was 5. And I left my spring rate alone on the front. So this seems to, you know, absorb the bumps and stuff and it not chatter over the bump, especially in curves, and you're just kind of pushing the front end more, you know, a lot of understeer rather. So this helps keep it traction on the ground, is what I've noticed. And also to help turn in, when I went to the rear here, I went to toe, the anti-roll bar, I lowered it down to 103 pounds. That'll help get your turn in better for the front. So opposite of what you would maybe think. Camber, spring rate. Camber I left alone. Of course, the PSI changed to 20. Spring rate went down to 286. That's the lowest you can go on it. And again, just trying to keep that back end planet, because it's really easy. I've got a lead foot, so it's easy to spin the back end up. And also the rebounds, slow and fast bump, I've lowered them down to 1, as you can see here. So that seems to work pretty well for me. It's a really fun car to drive and challenging at the same time. But let's go ahead and just jump into a race here. So this one happened to be a better race, so I cut out the other one. So yeah, this is the beta, and it's actually pretty badass. And I slam into that blue car. So the Super V8s, they are freaking super. They are fast as get out, and they don't stop very well. They don't turn very well, but they accelerate very well. But actually, you know, you can get them to turn, but you can use a lot. You can use your you can oversteer to get through the turns too as well, which actually provides a lot of fun gameplay. So I'm enjoying that part of it. But you know, with the setup that I have that I showed you, that actually works pretty well to where you can actually save your slides a lot more in the game. So keeping everything a little bit softer for the rear end, and it still spins up pretty good. But you'll notice in this race I'm kind of baby dolling stuff around, trying to hold it all together, because yeah, they still spin up pretty quick. And you'll see the cars in front of me drifting around the track here, and I'm able to take advantage of some of it at some time. So, yeah, pretty fun though. There we go. Go up the inside, take a couple laps, couple positions. Yeller, you yeller. Come up on the outside of him, and he's going to give me a love tap, I guess. AI has to be sorted out just a little bit, but this is a beta, so yeah, it's going to get better. And they're actually not too bad as it is. I mean, you know, except for that little hiccup there, which could have sent you off track pretty easy. I do have a few of them bump into the back of me, get into the back of me when I'm into the slow turns, like turning onto that front straight and stuff, which could really mess you up, you know. Taking you almost completely, you know, from 6th place to last place, depending on how many of the train of cars are coming. After a couple laps, they get spread out nicely, but it'd be nice to see that they get spread out a little bit sooner. Look at that green car up there, is getting loose, just trying to pour the power down on this track, and it's so hard to do. These cars, 650 horsepower, 3,000 pounds. They push like crazy, and then you get on the gas, and they spin up like crazy. Whoa, we got an incident. We'll go around, take advantage of that. Thank you very much. That guy slowed me down, changing lanes. That's alright, we'll take it easy. You get in there. This is a race, so you never know what happens. Never know how it's going to go down till you get into it. So I like to just film it as I do it. I am adding the verbiage to the race, because whoa, look at that, got slammed from the rear. That's what I'm talking about. They will get into you. Yeah, they have a hard time stopping too. So there we go. Let's go 3 wide. Let's do it. See what happens. I'm like, okay, y'all guys, y'all keep your lanes. Keep your keep your spots. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to go 3 wide. They tend to get into you a little bit. But hey, picked up that 1 position and lost it. That's fun racing right there. I tell you what, that's fun right there. That dang fun right there, I tell you what. So, yeah. That's my country boy impressions. Took back another spot. Man, getting squirrely coming out of there a little bit, just ever so slightly. You can feel it in the sim, you know. Of course, I'm running SimVibe. I'm running my Fanatec Clubsport V1 wheels and V1 pedals, DSD Button Boxes, Sim Instruments Dash, which Sim Instruments Dash, and of course the SimVibe works for the beta right now, which is great. But my whole purpose of this video is just to kind of give you an idea of how the beta is coming along. You know, it's looking really good. I'm really enjoying it. These Super V8s are super, and they're a lot of fun to play with. You know, you kind of got to take your time on the track. You know, hit your point markers, and you see 150 as far as your indication of when to stop. You know, how many feet to the turn, your brake markers rather, 150. You best be hitting the brakes when your front clip hits that, especially right there. You're already carrying a lot of speed down that back straight. Another love tap. AI gets into you here and there. 5 minutes to go. Now, I also noticed the tire temps. You know, I got them up here on the screen, and they're pretty good. You get really good traction around the 185 mark. 190 mark, and then if you get up to around 200 and stuff, they get a little bit greasy again after a few laps. So, but generally, you know, they're running around the 180s, 185 anyways for the rear. Fronts look like they're running a little bit cooler. To be expected until you start braking and pushing on them. But yeah, pretty good. Of course, you can see I'm using my track IR because I do not get in my sim without it. It's just, you know, it adds so much more immersion to your sim racing. So you add track IR, and then you add like SimVibe with a few transducers, and then Sim Instruments Dash, and then a great sim like GameStop car. Man, you got it going on. You got a fun time. There we go. We'll take up the inside. He's just holding us up. Oh, spin it out. See, you get on the throttle smoothly, and then I jumped off of it a little bit too quick and got back into it. Luckily, it didn't spin me out. So he's getting all kind of squirrely though, trying to make that inside, keeping it on the line inside the track limits. We'll take that one. Ran a little too hot through there. Came out wide, but it still paid off. I see him in the rearview mirror. He still wasn't able to get on the throttle quite as quick. So, yeah. Yes, it's good racing, man. So if you have not got into the beta, you definitely need to get into the beta because it's a lot of fun. You know, they did already meet their quota, but you know, we're going to be getting stadium trucks, guys and gals. Stadium trucks with the physics that Reiza has going on now, plus they're improving. Then adding stadium trucks, holy cow, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so, of course, a lot of other stuff might cut off real quick. Let me put it back on. But yeah, a lot of fun. Check out the beta, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the audio for you so you can listen to the rest of this. It is a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I am out.